very good day to you. Welcome to our 2024 series of Heads of Mission interviews. Today we are back in Europe, as it were, with the land that has the most saunas in the world, as well as a milk-loving country. Thank you so very much, Your Excellency Anne Lamilla from Finland, the ambassador to South Africa. Please just perhaps tell us a little bit about your stay in South Africa, and thank you for joining us.
Okay, thank you very much for inviting me. So I come from Finland, which is up in the north, and there are saunas, but also lakes. So from sauna, we plump into the lake. And I have one sauna here at my residence as well. Yes. So it's been a very nice, almost 3 years in South Africa. I came here in November 2020 in the midst of COVID. But as soon as we got rid of, at least partly rid of COVID, so we started to be more active. And it's been a very nice 3 years' time, both personally and professionally. Well, just one thing about South Africa, it has treated us very well. My husband had some heart issues, but he got excellent care. So thank you for that to South Africa.
Was that the place where the first open heart surgery happened?
Of course, not for in vain. But professionally, yes, we have had a very lively time period here. Commercially, a good one. South Africa is now the biggest trading partner with Finland. It just surpassed Egypt. So our team is,
There's some good news. And as we speak about those bilateral relations, what are some of the things that perhaps have come through in terms of the product lines, the cultural exchange that you've experienced?
Well, highlights, if you speak about them, the visit of our president to South Africa in April. That was a very big highlight and very important visit. When during these times that the world is in turbulence, we have Russian aggression war in Ukraine. We have other conflicts, which are some of them very long-standing, like the one in Palestine or in other parts of the world. It's very important that the leaders meet and they listen to each other and they learn from each other. They change ideas and think of ways to go ahead. So President's visit was very good, but that was preceded by some other visits. Our Minister of Education came here last year, October. November, we had our Minister for Trade and Industry. And also we had Deputy Minister Botes, who visited Finland in 2021, and also the Minister Pandor visited Finland. We have this nice tradition that foreign ministers of Africa and the Nordic countries meet each other regularly, once per year. The next meeting will take place in Tunis. No, in Algeria. Yes, Algeria.
And in terms of the Finnish companies that are perhaps operating in South Africa, or some South African companies that would want to operate there, what is that like in terms of a business relationship?
Yes, it's a good question because really there are a few South African companies who are active in Finland. We have Sappi, we have Mondo, and we have Sibane Stillwater, who has just bought a major share of a Finnish lithium company called Keliber. And so we are bound, our two countries. And here in South Africa, we have 35 companies that are installed here. Nokia, you might know the name. Nowadays, Nokia is a networking company and offering digital solutions, Internet of Things. Instead of going down deep in the mines, you can send a machine. So much better for your health. Yes, and we do have a Huhtamäki, which is maybe not that known, but it's a market leader in sustainable packaging. If you ever go to KFC, you have the plates. That's from Finland. If you go to McDonald's, you drink your Coca-Cola. A cup is Finnish design. So there are a few companies like that. Wärtsilä in the area of energy, also offering solutions when you move from use of fossil energies into use of renewables. You might need to take gas in between, so they have these power engines that use gas today. Tomorrow they'll use renewable energies.
Fantastic work that's being done there. And you spoke about having arrived during the height of the coronavirus. As the country started to open up, surely you then started to see more of this beautiful country, whether it's wildlife or some of the beautiful spaces. What are some of your best places of interest?
Yeah, well, I've been to many game drives, both in Kruger, which is, of course, a fantastic, huge national park. I'm very much a nature lover, and I like wildlife. So I've been a lot to game drives, also in Waterberg, in Karoo, and Limpopo, Mpumalanga, different places. So that's been very rewarding. I like that a lot. Also, your mountains. We went to Zululand, in the midst of Zululand. Felt that peacefulness that was near to Lundi that we visited, and then of course I was born at the inner city, which is on the seaside, so I love the sea. So both Indian Ocean and Cape Town and all of that.
And perhaps for those that might not know, what are some of the attractions in Finland that people might want to, whether it's the fjords or...
We are a country of 200,000 lakes, if we count those ones that are bigger than 5 hectares. So you have a lot of lakes, but you have also archipelago, which is world known, more than 50,000 islands. So that's on the southwestern corner, and that's where I come from Turku, the ancient capital. So Finland is for that. We have Lapland, which is a place where we have indigenous peoples. We are one of the few European countries that that have indigenous peoples. They have their own language and their own nature and their own way of living. Reindeer, and Santa Claus, of course, lives out there. Comes then with his reindeer to give presents to all of the kids of the world. And then we have Northern Lights. That's an attraction, and also South Africans love to come and see that.
Sure. And so getting to Finland for those Northern Lights, or even to perhaps get a glimpse of Santa in the December months, what are the visa requirements perhaps between the two countries?
Yes, it's the visa requirements between Schengen countries, because Finland is part of Schengen. So you'll find all the information in our webpage. It's relatively simple. Well, what are the requirements? You need to have money, of course, otherwise you cannot travel. But no, it's the normal requirements.
Fantastic. And in terms of those businesses that you mentioned, the Nokias, you mentioned the packaging, are they finding it easy to navigate the South African economy?
Well, you do need to know South African legislation. You have triple BE legislation. But our companies tend to share information between themselves. So they are quite well off. For example, Wärtsilä is now on the level 1, which is pretty good. But of course, the situation changes also. But in general, we find that where there is a demand in South Africa, let's say water sector, energy sector, infrastructure, digitalization. In those areas, we in Finland, oftentimes we can offer some solutions. We have a match.
Uh-huh. And one of the things that you're known for is being one of the happiest countries in the world. What's the secret?
Yes, it's the UN happiness report. It's produced every year, and now six times in a row, it's been Finland who has been chosen. Of course, we ask ourselves also, are we that happy? But it comes to, if you go deeper, it comes to the fact that Finland is a safe country. We are a country where there are no big income differences. So it's a relatively equal country, both between sexes, but also between different income, people with different incomes. We have free education, we have access to healthcare. So those are things that in everyday life count, and that we have trust both in our government, even in our politicians, believe or not. We have confidence on each other. That's on a very high level in Finland. We have good governance, so those are the factors. And education, of course, and there we are collaborating with South Africa. You know that we have programs on early childhood care and education, and also on teachers' education. Those are the two very crucial elements when you want to have quality education.
Sure. And perhaps even in looking at some of the more entertainment things, that we're starting to see a lot more Nordic shows coming through from those countries, like sort of Borgen and the like and so forth. But what is the message that those shows and perhaps yourself are bringing across to the rest of the world about Finland?
Yes, well, Finland is a country that, well, let's say Finns, we love to go abroad, and we love Africa. We have a long history with Africa, and especially with Southern African countries. We had activists, even trade unionists that helped South Africans in your struggle. So we have this positive attitude, and we love, of course, because it's warm out here. Yeah.
No, but thank you so much, Your Excellency, for your time. And it has been quite an enlightening conversation between us around the beautiful aspects of the relationship between the country. And that perhaps brings us to a close on this session in our 2024 Heads of Mission interviews here at Embassy Direct. Thank you so much to the readers and the viewers that are paying attention. It's all brought to you by Nedbank.